Welcome back to Fuel Up Classic. Now, firstly, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who's already subscribed, watched the videos, commented and liked. It really has exceeded my expectations, and a massive thank you to you all. But today's video is showcasing cars that are very, very dear to my heart. This is my own personal Defender 110. It featured in the very first Fuel Up Classic video, so if you haven't checked that one out, go back and have a look at that and you'll see what this car's all about and what the plans are for it. But I thought I'd give you a little update on the 110, but also introduce my latest purchase as well. But firstly, the 110, well, to be perfectly honest with you, not a huge amount has happened in the last few months with it. I found since I bought the Discovery, I've been using it less and less, which is a great shame, but I'm just finding the Discovery such a good all-rounder that unfortunately the Defender has been parked and I haven't really been using it. But that's going to change very soon. We've got some great trips planned with it and I will be filming them as well. But this car on the surface is a very, very structurally solid car. It's had a galvanized chassis done on it. It's actually very low mileage for an old Defender as well. But cosmetically, it possibly does need some upgrades now. And I'm a little bit in two minds about what to do with it. Do we go for a full respray? Is it worth the cost? There's a few things like the doors that tend to rot out on these. The front doors are getting a little past their best. So it's that question of, and anyone who's owned a classic car and gone through any form of restoration will know, how far do you go and when does it not become financially viable anymore? Or do you just simply enjoy the car for what it is? Because let's be honest, this is never going to be a complete show trailer queen. I didn't buy it for that and I would never want it to be that. But it's still a fantastic car. I plan on using it a lot more in the near future, and we've got plans to turn this into a big overland camper and do some great trips that I'll be filming as well. But as you all may know, anyone that's truly into cars, we don't do things often that are very sensible. We let our heart rule our head. And that's exactly what I've done in this circumstances. Now, I've owned 13 Land Rovers in the past. I currently own 4, but this is my latest purchase. And no, you're not seeing double. It really is another red Defender, but it's actually very, very different to the old 110. It's much newer. It's still 20 years old though, but it's by far the newest Land Rover that I've ever owned. And I've been using it almost every single day to get to know it. We are just about to pack it up and go to France as well, and I'll be videoing that road trip. So we're going to see what it's like to take a 20-year-old Defender on a trip to mainland Europe and get to know it and enjoy it, and I will give you a full report when we're back as well on how the car performed. But just to give you a little bit of an overview, I've known this car for nearly 10 years. I tried to buy it on several occasions, but as is often the case with classic cars, or Defenders in particular, they're not like any other car. They become part of the family. It's almost like you're trying to buy the family dog with some of these cars, and this car was exactly that. It took me nearly 6 attempts to buy it over about 5 years, and finally, when I had no intention whatsoever of buying any other cars and wanted to concentrate my efforts and finances on the 110, I received a phone call to say this car was going up for sale and would I like first refusal. And the reason I was so drawn to this car is it is an absolute minter. It's never ever lived a hard life. The previous owner covering just a few hundred miles a year to go from his home to the golf course. So I knew that it had never lived a hard life on a farm or been worked to death. But it's only covered 68,000 miles from new, which is very, very low. And it's got the TD5 engine in it, an engine that I've never owned before in any Land Rover. And I really, really like it. It's got more power than the old 200 TDI in the Defender. And for the first time, I can genuinely do 70 miles an hour in this and it not make my ears bleed with the amount of noise in the cabin. It's a much, much more usable car than the old 110. It's a very different character. And it is, of course, a Defender 90, so it's a short wheelbase, bit more handy when we go into cities and things like that, easier to park, easier to maneuver. And as much as I love this old one, this one has very much taken over daily duties. Anyway, just a short video to introduce this new car to you. You're going to be seeing a lot more of this, or you're going to be seeing a lot more of both of them on the channel, and the other two Land Rovers. Some of them haven't even been introduced to the channel yet, so I look forward to showing you them. But subscribe, keep watching the videos. There'll be loads more content, not just Land Rovers, classic cars in general, some modern classics coming up as well, and I look forward to bringing them out very, very soon, and hopefully for you guys to all enjoy them as well.